Chianca, similar to the Picklum story, falling off tour last year at the mid-season cut, let out so much emotion, recovered to the best start he's had in his career, and made a statement by now being able to compete for a world title here at Lower Trestles, where Joao's thinking it already. It's already in Britt's mind. Chianca says it to Britt Merrick, and he's like, I knew you were going to say that. And they make changes throughout the year. Opening ride of the heat will go to J.Robinson. Snap to slide. Remember, Jack knew he was going to start off this heat. Second priority.
And to me, the bigger of the waves, the bigger sets actually weren't the best ones. It was the medium-sized ones, and we have Jack up and running again. Another fall. So it was interesting watching Jack in the free surf this morning too. This happened quite a lot. Here we go, first shot for Joao.
Opening ride for the Brazilian. Beautiful S-turn in the pocket, using all of that rail from the Channel Island surfboard. Pushing hard again as he's running out of open face, but he will have a section to close it out on. So nice, cool start. First turn was lethal and kind of ran out of wave height there.
His hips are whipping around, his arms, everything. He's compressing, opening up, and that's one of the things that brings that rawness to his style and his approach. And I really like it. It's something that you just don't know what's coming.
And then this final turn there, chipped it to stay on his feet. So well done for Joao Chianca. How about the technique, Rich?
Oh, I love that bottom turn getting so low. Watch it, all the weight was forward here. And now he just wraps it all the way around. The back arm goes high, but then he brings it low, and that engages all that power. Brings it through the turn. And again, straight into that combination. A beautiful figure eight motion off the bottom, off the top.
You feel it at first, and you're like, oh man, it's too big, it's too big. It's like going from, for me, 2 5/8 to 2 3/4 was such a big jump, but it really isn't.
J.Robinson on the sharp eyes. Big whip there. Clean turn, his best so far of the matchup. Rock and roll float and shuts it down. Great pace there for Jack. Maybe a man that has the most confidence on the championship tour.
Oh, I love this. Great three-turn combination, and you can see the contrast in styles here. Jack a little bit more composed, bit of flair on that first turn. The second, nice little rock and roll hit, and then the third, critical floater snap. But you can see the arm movement just a lot quieter compared to Joao. And nice clean snap there. Board's looking a little smaller too than what Joao's riding. Little drifting snap there over the lip. Times this last hit to perfection. You just saw a little glimpse of the fins, and instantly you could see J.Robinson.
As she prepares for Caroline Marks, we did see Chianca get this wave during the interview, Pete.
And he got 2, 3, 4 turns on this one. Big wrapping arcs. He's riding the swallowtail, and I'd love to have your perspective on the swallowtail and how you feel like it works in relation to this style of wave. For me, it feels like when you start to slow the board down.
Talking about surfboard design as we go into a quick reverse off the top for the man from West Oz. Wrapping cutback, smooth bottom turn, snap to slide off the lip. Little setup turn to a fin throw reverse, and 2 sections going different ways.
Going on the way out as we take a look here first at this replay, Rich.
Yeah, so Jack just going for progression straight off the opening maneuver here. Gets the big wrapping turn, back into the power source, lines up this turn here. Nice little tail flare placement. And again, check snap, gets to this finishing maneuver, goes for the grab rail reverse, but does not ride out. So it was clear, the intention. He wanted to push the envelope here, get the progression up. And, you know, it wasn't a huge turn, the opening maneuver, but good signs in that he's taking some risk. And he has been working with Matty Bemrose, Northern New South Wales. These guys have been out on the ski every single day, toeing in, practicing the airs, practicing for this particular moment. And Jack really wanted to bring the progressive element.
That's an interesting thing to bring up, because we've seen a few surfers actually do that. And I mean, especially someone like Italo. Save all your gummy bears.
That's a great tip.
Right? And save them.
Always playing in between heats, of course, as we watch a big throw tail reverse. Stomping it is J.Robinson. Nice rip off the top. Perfect transition into the closeout hack.
You just keep that pressure mounting towards Joao. I mean, they're only separated by 0.2. And again, first turn, going for the release, showcasing that risk. Beautiful arc and getting that crisp finish.
Yeah, it was a better speed to that wave, wasn't there? Start to finish. It wasn't really much downtime at all. Watch, see the eyes, look where he's looking, straight onto that lip moment. Timing it perfectly, bit more height, better rotation on that one. Smooth, look at where the front foot is. Now he shifts it back into position, gets straight on the tail pad, powers through that little carve there, and then cuts it short because he needed to get to this final maneuver. And you can see the arm.
The Red Bull ski rolling into this one. Chianca looking to better a 5 up and out as he's going to protect priority with 13:40 to go. 4 waves ridden for Chianca. 5 waves ridden from Robinson. Here comes Joao. Setting up a beautiful lowers wall. Lays into that first turn. Sets it up with some speed, blasting the fin free and controlling it beautifully. Looking to shut it down. Sensational ride there. Gridmare celebrates.
Good size set wave too here. I mean, first turn, that's a big section. It's an important section. He lays into it, and that's that swallowtail. Digs in right there in that little crease, and then this one even bigger with the release. I thought it was gone out from under his feet, and then had to finish late there, but he pulls it off. And this could be the best number of the heat.
What about this angle, Rich?
Yeah, I love this angle. You really see the critical nature of the turn, the whole bottom of the board on display. And then the second one was even stronger, more power, and gets that little drift through the second half of the turn. Watch here. Now he gets the release, jams it so hard, completely engulfed by the lip as he comes down. Gets the hair out of the way, and then gets back onto that bottom turn.
That was mental.
But look at that that expression in the turn, and again, we've talked about it time and time again. That back arm, laying it into the wave face, acts as a pivot point. You're almost grabbing onto the wall.
And what I would take into next year, but from this week, I feel like I found another gear again in competing, and yeah, I don't know, I was really ready and prepared and felt really energetic to do well here today.
We cannot wait to see you in 2024. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks everyone too for staying up and watching and supporting us Aussie.
Here we go, split the peak. Oh yeah!
Let's stick with Chianca. Big blast there, controls the slide. Joao now setting up a little wrap into the pocket. Patience off the bottom, nice clean arc, plenty of wave left. Now setting up a big bottom turn and hammers it, finds himself the finish with the big power slide for Chianca. Remember, it was a split peak.
Looking at the scores already for Joao Chianca, he's carrying a 5.93, and that first turn was pretty massive.
Oh, that first turn was beautiful on the backhand. This is the first time we're seeing the lefts come into play. High risk, beautiful clean turn to open up, and then he did some beautiful work through the middle here, timing this last hit, gets a little drift on the...
Pete, let's see what he did on the first turn.
Yeah, well, this is our first look at what he's able to do here. Again, our first split peak of this event. Beautiful carve to get everything started, and wraps it up again. He needs a steep section here. He's got to set this up, and he's really just going through the motions at this point. Not a lot of points on offer, but he's looking down the line for one big air and had to throw it away.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come into play at all here. I mean, he needs such a big score. We know that last wave wasn't a 9.33. He's up and riding now.
Jack now, throw tail reverse. Wow. He does that so smooth. Now really leaning into the wrap into the pocket. Throws down another wrapping cutback. The Australian now stepping on the gas. Setup work. Running out of wave height here. Goes down the snap, and he'll shut that one down quickly. Energizing the Water Patrol on the Red Bull ski. They've got Ryan Hargrave out there. Chad Cox on the pickups to Jack's wave. What'd you see, Peter?
Well, the vertical approach on that first reverse. I mean, that was something that we didn't expect. I mean, when you go up, straight up like that, it almost extends how much spin you have to have, and he did it so polished. It's just unfortunate that the wave didn't give him any real critical sections all the way and down at this point when it does finally hit the closeout and it actually has a steep face. The wave's just too small. So it's not, it's not going to really change much for him. It could go into his top two. But the vertical approach on this turn is beautiful.
Oh, wow, so critical maneuver there. You saw his back foot come off. He got it back onto the tail pad. Just gets the rotation super smooth. And his rhythm looked incredible on this one.
Miracle comeback, but it was a comeback for Jack as well. Hurting himself at Bells and the surf French and never gave up. 55 seconds. Joao leaves the takeoff spot. A rip into this wave. Opening carve, smooth, deep off the bottom. There's that fin throw, controls it forward. Throws down a wrap. And now looking to finish strong. Clean float to create some space. Tail drift. Chianca is on fire today. First time in this format showing no nerves.
He did not hold back whatsoever. The number came in excellent, and that was the momentum shift right there. It went right to him.
Yeah, great surfing from J.Robinson, though, making it all the way to the final 5. Clutch moment at Tahiti, had to do well there to progress. And, well, that'll just be fueling the fire for Jack for next year.